not my own, but belong, body and soul, in life and in death, to my faithful Savior, Jesus Christ. Those are words from the Heidelberg Catechism, Question and Answer 1, and they're powerful words, and they're close to many of our hearts. And they speak to some of the really significant issues of today. Who are we? What is our identity? Where and how do we belong? What is our sense of my place in this world? And we're going to address some of those identity and belonging questions in our next sermon series starting this Sunday, January 14. And we're going to do this with what may be an unexpected set of texts. We're going to work through Deuteronomy 5 especially, which is where we find a reading of the Ten Commandments. But we're not going to focus as much on the commandments themselves as on what comes before the commandments, what introduces the commandments, what's around them, what gives us a setting for the commandments and how they relate to our lives. We don't usually pay too much attention to these verses, but there's a lot there that speaks to us about who we are and where and how we belong. So again, why this series? Why these texts? Well, we live in a world that says our identity and how we belong are totally up to us. We can be whoever we want to be. We can be whatever and however we want to be. There's no definition, no overarching reality. We make up our own reality. And that gives us freedom, and it gives us chaos. And one response to that sense of chaos is that we make our own laws, and we develop our groups, and we have our tribes, and we try to say, no, this is how it has to be. This is what everybody has to comply with. This is what we need. And then we become oppressive. We break each other down. And in the midst of this chaos and this conflict, it's good for us to come back to what God has to say about who we are and how we belong. So we're going to Deuteronomy. We're also going to pick up a number of New Testament texts. I'm going to try to have these in the bulletin the week ahead of time so you can look over them if you like and reflect on what it means that I am not my own, that we are not our own, but we belong to the Lord. And so our identity is set by Christ. How we belong is set by Jesus Christ. And so the Lord through his word gives a certain definition, a certain shape to our lives. And so we do have law and order, but we also have freedom and life. So we'll be opening up some of these ideas the next few weeks. We're going to open up this Sunday with a reflection especially on belonging and identity. And then we're going to talk about law, about covenant love, about liberation, and also about liturgy. And again, the key to this whole series is that we are not our own, but we do belong, body and soul, in life and in death, to our faithful Savior, Jesus Christ. So I hope you come along for this series the next few weeks, and I hope that it gives all of us a better sense of who we are, of our identity, and of how we can belong and how we do belong to Jesus Christ.